No? Shoot, David.
Shoot, right. Scene 2. Back at the barn.
Here we are.
Freddie, well, midway through recording your album, you broke your leg, didn't you?
Oh yeah, that's right.
That couldn't have helped.
No, it didn't actually, but yeah, it was a real godsend, wasn't it?
How has this affected your stage performance?
Well, I was very worried at first because it was quite a nasty blow, and it happened in the middle of recording this solo project again, and I was sort of I had a plaster from my my thigh to the ankle, and it did. I was wondering. So I know, yeah, it stopped me doing a lot of things, but you know, I was quite worried because I actually thought, because I remember I was always sort of joking about the fact that the only way I was going to end my career was when they sort of had my legs in bandages, and I was going to come up in a wheelchair and do it. And I actually thought, my God, it might happen, because it was a very nasty blow, and I thought I'd never. It took a while, and my this was about 3 months ago, and then there was a big European tour coming up, and I thought, my God, I'm not going to be able to sort of do my you know, my gymnastics. And even to this day, I haven't sort of really, well, I have recovered, but it's just that I can't sort of dance, I'm not a fleeting gazelle anymore. And it's just, I was a bit worried. And there was one point in the European tour where it actually sort of went again, you know, and I had to be, it was very theatre bar at that time, I remember. I had to be sort of carried off in the middle of the show because I actually twisted my knee again, and I just couldn't get up. And they thought it was part of the show, and there's me sort of writhing on the floor with pain, and they thought it was the end of a song, and then a bodyguard had to come and pick me up. But since then it's been okay, and it's just one of those things, you know, and I will go to these sort of dives and get into these fist fights, but I'm not just a normal human being, you know. Most people will go to I don't know, charity balls, and I just go to these local, and it actually happened in Munich, and I don't know, it was just like one of those John Wayne movies, you know. Everybody was, it all started with a little scuffle, and all sort of, everybody was sort of getting into it, and somebody just kicked me, basically. Now, I'd love to say that it was a big Cecil B. DeMille production, but somebody just sort of kicked me very innocently, and I'd have him killed, by the way, if I find the find the cunt. but anyway, it's sort of it's weakened my knee in the process, but now I'm okay. Now I'm back to normal, and for a minute I actually had you know, reservations of whether I could actually, because my legs are everything, you know.
I'm sure.
Yes, and it's like, anyway, well, what's her name? It's like, I feel like Angie Dickinson. I mean, she insured her legs for about, I don't know, $1 million or something, you know. I don't, my legs are not worth...
Are you insured?
Not at all.
Not
I
even,
don't know.
Not even your legs?
No. Who'd want to? Not even myself. No, but they keep me up on my feet.
Good. So you really joined in the true spirit of Munich?
Yes, I mean, I just sort of, they have, it's like Rio. I mean, it's a pity that when I went to Rio just recently, I missed the carnival type thing. But they have Fasching over here, so I had, I got into that, and my God, they do know how to boogie. So I mean, they just, you know what I mean, they just don't stop. So I was upside down for days, but they didn't tell me that the Fasching comes to an end on Shrove Tuesday. I'd already burnt myself out about a few days before. So, but anyway, you know, life is, I live life to the full. Well, every day is Fasching for me. I won't touch her knee anymore. It just keeps going there.
Do you think from your stay in Munich...
I've learned a lot?
Well, you can answer that, but no. I wondered if there was likely to be some song which will come out of your stay in Munich.
Well, most of the songs I've written have been written in Munich, but I mean, if you mean in terms of the Bavarian dialect, no, no. All I know is all the swear words, like "bleh the Hund" and "bleh the auf," and "lick my mash." That means lick my ass.
Yes, well, we better move on.
And Scheiße and Dummkopf and all that. That's all I've learned. So I mean, I don't really speak German.
You seem to do very well. I'm sure we get by. Freddie, what would you say has been the highlight of your career with the group?
Oh dear. I don't know.
Is there something that stands out that you aim
No, actually,
for?
I think to be serious for a minute.
Yes.
No, I think the actual what's actually been I've been quite sort of dumbfounded is that we've actually stayed together all these years. You know, I think if you think of it in terms of because we started in the true sort of heavy rock and roll sense, where the quartet was in terms of Led Zeppelin and all those, and in years past they've always broken up or whatever, and they had change of personnel and things like that. And when you think about it, I mean, we're the only sort of the 4 grand dames that have actually sort of stuck it together, and I think that to me is quite amazing. So I mean, we probably sort of hate each other anyway, but I mean, we've sort of stuck together intelligently to actually, because from the onset, we actually said that this was a sort of, okay, it sounds very calculating, but I don't give a shit. But it's just that it was a musical career, but sort of it was coupled with a business sense and an intelligent approach, and so we've actually sort of gone through with it, and we've all had ego problems, like any other group, but we've never actually let it go that far where we actually said, okay, let's forget it, because I think we've all, the 4 of us, have actually said that this chemistry that's worked has really worked for us, and so why kill the goose that laid the golden egg? And that to me, I think, has been the thing that I don't know why we're together. I don't know why. And if you ask any of the other members, I don't know why we're together. And I think that makes it even better, because I mean, and the fact that I'm talking to you about my solo project, the first thing that anybody asks is it over? And that to me is even more. And I think that my solo project is going to bring Queen even more together, even after all these years. And I think it's quite unique. And so we're not scared of, and in fact, we sort of help each other in a way to actually sort of enhance our sort of, our sort of talent and energies towards certain projects that we're doing. And I know it's sort of loathsome for people to actually believe or think that, because they think immediately somebody's doing that. And that is the norm, but I mean, we're not the norm as a quartet, and that's why I think we keep on going, and in numerous solo projects, it's not going to stop us being together. So,
Are you surprised?
Long may she reign.
Are you surprised after?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I am surprised.
That you're still at the top. That you've
Well,
survived.
it's not so much at the top. That's the thing. Being at the top and being together is the combination of the surprise that you're talking about, and I can't believe that we've still got both.
Yes.
You don't sound so emphatic.
What would you have done if it had all collapsed?
I wouldn't be talking to you, dear. I don't know. I would have.
What would you have done?
I would have sort of gathered up my debris and started again. It's just, talent will out. I can't think of anything else to do. So I mean, I would have just. It's a survival instinct that I have in me, and I think the whole group has. And through anything, we will just carry on until one of us drops dead or something. It's just we'll just replace. I mean, if I suddenly left, I mean, I think they have the sort of mechanism in them. They just replace me. Not easy to replace me, huh?
Freddie, will you include these songs on tour?
No.
Why is that?
No, I haven't said that. No, we haven't talked about it, you see, but this is, it's just, it's my first solo project, and it hasn't really got off the ground. I mean, you know, I know it will. And we haven't really talked about it. I think it's something that I want to do myself, and it's got, I don't want to sort of burden the others with it, you know. It's like Roger did his solo project, and then he just, it's something that you just do on the side and then you come back. Because there's so much to do with Queen anyway, that I don't think this has anything to do with Queen, or has any time. We don't have time to do that. I mean, in terms of Queen, we're going to sort of come up with another new Queen album, so we're going to do that. And I don't have that much time. This solo project is going to be done, and then it's out the way, and I'll be back with Queen, and then out comes another solo project. So.
But if these songs become hit records, which is most likely
it depends.
on the album,
yes,
the
it's a good.
public may want to
It's a very good. It's a very good question. I think it depends on the policy of the band to whether to include them as a, because that's my solo thing, and when people pay their money to come and see Queen or whatever, they you know, they haven't come to see just me doing my solo project, because they don't want to suddenly become backing musicians for me. I mean, they want to be Queen, and I think that's quite right. So at the moment we haven't talked about it, and we have enough songs to last for days. You know, it doesn't matter. They don't have to do my my solo stuff, and I'm quite prepared to just leave it at making a good album and making very strong videos to go along with it, and that's about it. You know, that's all they get.
There must be times when you do need to turn to someone and speak to someone about personal problems, or
yeah, no, I have lots
very important, a very important decision perhaps in your life.
True, I have
that one person you would turn to?
I have a lot of mirrors. I don't. Actually, it's just I don't know. I'm very sort of I'm a skin of a rhinoceros. You know, I just I don't know. I don't have that many people to turn to. And the only one, if you're talking about it, is Mary, who's you know, long. You know, she's been a girlfriend of mine from a long time, and even though we're not together right now, just I sort of refer to her a lot, and she's about the only friend I would say I can refer to, and she sort of because I mean I don't like, I mean I have a lot of friends, or so-called friends, you know, in what are they called? Inverted commas.
Acquaintances or friends.
No, in inverted commas.
Right.
But I mean, I just don't, you know, they could sort of come and go. But I mean, like, a real true friend for me has to be, you know, has to be very strong and put up with me. And I think Mary's gone through just about everything, and so I can actually, you know, she has the depth and the quality to actually sort of adapt to me and talk to me about very serious things, and she's about the only person I can think about. Otherwise, I just I fend for myself, and I just you know, I cross my hurdles in my own way.
But I know you've been a very generous friend to a number of people.
I know I buy a lot of shitty things for a lot of people. Just most of the times I get them back a few years later.
So have you become somewhat disillusioned with mankind?
That's very heavy, isn't it,
or
David?
womankind?
No, not really. Not really. No, it's just she's made me speechless, you know.
Well, Rudolf Nureyev said that he didn't like having...
Well, he has a pink house. He's lucky.
He said that he worked hard because it was the only thing that didn't let him down. He found people did. Is that your attitude?
Did you actually say that? Oh,
yes.
In Russian?
No, to me. In English.
In English, yeah.
I don't speak Russian.
That's very good. Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
that
that's
your
true.
attitude?
That's true to a sense. That's true to a sense. Sometimes you hide behind your work in the end. You know, that's the only thing you got. And in fact, that is very true. In the end, when people let you down, what happens is you basically you just want to go on stage, and then there are all these people who are, you know, it's very gratifying to them. They all sort of want you, or they adulate, but you're still untouchable. But that to me is about as far as I can go. When I come back to, that's that's my fantasy, you know. And then I come back to reality, and I don't have anybody to actually sort of give me that. And yes, I mean, that's right. I mean, I can, when I have nothing else to do, I hide behind that. That's what keeps me going.
So are you somewhat suspicious?
Oh yeah, I told you, I'm very skeptical, very suspicious of, oh yes. You know, the higher I climb up that ladder, the fewer, the more, the bigger the barrier becomes around me. And I don't know why, but I mean, I'm quite willing to open up to a lot of people, because I mean, that's what people want. That's what an individual like me wants. But I mean, I find the more I open up, the more I get hurt. So I mean, you know, basically what happens is, you know, I'm just riddled with scars, and I just don't want any more. I don't want any more. So I mean, you do shut yourself off. It is an awful thing. It's an awful thing, but.
So this is why it's difficult to get to know you, because you do make it difficult for people to get through to you, don't you?
Yes, I don't want every Tom, Dick and Harry to come, you know, nor does anybody. I'm not saying, in terms of that, I mean, you talk, it doesn't mean it's just me. I think everybody has that kind of thing, you know. It doesn't matter what you are, a bricklayer or, you know, somebody who's, you know, in a sweet shop or a butcher. I mean, it's just, they all have that kind of thing, you know. It doesn't
Do you
mean
think so?
Yes, well, it doesn't mean that all these people like everybody. They all have their pros and cons. I mean, they hate people, and you all have. Okay, because I'm successful and I have a lot of money, you have a lot of, you know, greedy people that want. But that's something that I've learned, and as part of something I've taken on, and I have to learn to deal with it.
Being a world famous rock star, does this make it more difficult for you to actually keep a friendship going?
Yes, because I think it's harder for other people to try and understand me as a normal person, because basically, in terms of, because you're talking about relationships, which is good. So basically, when it comes to a relationship, it doesn't matter who you are, if you're the Queen of England or, you know, or Mary Potts from Bognor. It doesn't. When it comes to love and a relationship, you're equal. But and then when it comes down to in terms of success and when you're a celebrity or whatever, it's hard to approach somebody and say, look, you are normal underneath it. You have to sort of, and so I think you are handicapped. Basically, so basically you have to sort of overcompensate in that way. And basically what happens then is that you're trying so hard to tell other people that, look, you're normal underneath in terms of love, whatever. It just so happens that I'm successful and I have a lot of money, and then and when that happens, you find yourself in a very, very sort of difficult and vulnerable position, because then what happens is they tread all over you, because being